stocks, but people are still crazy. And from that bubble, we learn from we make the industry better. Like in 2000, like we have the internet bubble, but also Baidu, Facebook or Google, they reborn from the bubble. So that's something is happening in crypto right now. I believe there's gonna be a crash, but the real good startup, the real good company, they will reborn from all this crash.
Yeah, I mean, I largely agree. I mean, I think obviously the hype is like way preceding what these things can actually deliver at this point. And there's a lot of these things. I mean, most of the ICOs, probably like 90% of them are just kind of nonsense, and you should never put money in them. But
maybe 95.
Yeah, but
I heard 99.
but there are a couple that make sense. And I think eventually there will be some shakeout where the ones with merit will kind of rise to the top, and then people kind of understand how to evaluate this stuff. But it's who knows when that will come.
So for people like me, what would you say? How to suss out the good ICOs from the bad?
It's very hard.
Yeah, people ask me this all the time, like which crypto to buy or what ICO to buy, and I think it's extremely hard because all of this stuff is very technical, and you have to have like a very good understanding of how it works fundamentally, because a lot of this stuff, marketing stuff that they put on the website, is very hand wavy, and if you don't have a CS background, it's hard to pierce through the BS basically. So I don't know. There's not a good answer. Yeah, maybe an ICO fund. I don't know.
Should I just not
Yeah,
invest
maybe
in
put some money
crypto?
into the ICO fund. Yeah, it's maybe a good idea. I mean, my understanding is like 3 years ago we still have the valuation model, like how we can calculate how much one platform will worth or how much is the cryptocurrency. It's a valuation. We have a valuation model earlier because everyone is very technical back to 5 years ago on Bitcoin talk. All these guys are very technical, but right now, it's crazy market. It's never about the technology anymore because technically speaking, there is no difference with Bitcoin, Bitcoin Cash, Dogecoin, Litecoin. All these coins, it's based on Satoshi's work. It's all the source code. It may be only 200 lines of source code difference. So it's not about the technology anymore. Because the technology already have a very big innovation. Like everyone is driving the car. It's supposed much faster than the people who are riding the horse. So we are all on the car, on the train right now. So it's never about the technology anymore. It's about because basically like the paper dollar or paper RMB, it's the same paper. So the technology is the same. They are using the same paper. Yeah. So everything. So that's the crazy part of the crypto right now. 90% is about speculation. Maybe 95% is about the value is about speculation. Yeah, that's the truth. So sometimes even a very hard-working team, they have the best technology, but they still have they have the market cap. Yeah.
Right. So speaking of speculation, now Bitcoin is at what, 13,000 or so.
Yeah. 15. Yeah.
Oh, 15. Man, I can't even keep up anymore. Right.
But Bitcoin could reach 30,000. I think, like I said, I think if they don't solve the scalability issues, then it doesn't have much room to go past what it is now. But maybe they'll solve the scalability issues. So.
Is that like a good thing?
That it goes up that high? I don't know, good or bad. It's kind of agnostic thing. Yeah, it's just a number.
I will tell you some funny story in the Chinese market. Yeah, so basically in China, all the long-term Bitcoin holder, they believe like 1 Bitcoin they can buy a house in Beijing or Shanghai. That's their prediction, and that's also their expectation. That's like one Bitcoin. A house in Shanghai it's like maybe $1 million. So they think maybe 1 Bitcoin will worth $1 million in the near future. They will not sell until they can buy a house in Shanghai.
Man, I should start buying some Bitcoin so I can retire in China, eh? So, say I wanted to get in on an ICO as an entrepreneur. What would your advice be to me as an entrepreneur wanting to launch an ICO?
Well, I think you need to be, well, at least in the U.S., I think you need to be very careful. There's a lot of regulation around it, and I think a lot of the people doing ICOs in the United States are kind of not following it, and I think there will eventually be some backlash about that. So I think just make sure you have a good lawyer. I would say, and also please make sure that your project actually makes sense and needs a token because most of them don't. So. And I think the runway for just being able to put up a white paper and raise like millions of dollars is I think coming to an end. So I think if you're going to do it now, you actually need to have something a little more fundamental.
Okay, have substance.
Yeah, I think like it's still the best timing to do the ICO. I mean, with a lawyer protecting you, you can do the ICO, and that's still the best timing. Because the reason is not because compared to the venture capital, to the traditional investment model, like all the founders, they control like 80% of the company. They control 80% of their company share. But you know, on the ICO model, like you give out like 80% to the community. So more and more people, they are helping you. Like for Quantum, take an example. Like we have like 7,000 angel investor. I mean, we have 7,000 people from 20 countries. They participate in our ICO. That's all our angel investor. You know, all the angel investor, you do not want your company die. When you see something go wrong, you will find the founder to tell him, oh, you should do something much better. Yeah. So the ICO is something, you know, you can embrace the community, you can embrace the people. And you design the reward structure, you design the founding model for the whole company in long term. So I mean, for the ICO, it's more easier to success than you get the money from the traditional VC. No matter how powerful the venture capital, they still have limited influence. But all the ICOs, you have investor from maybe 10 countries, 20 countries. That's something really different.
Okay, let me close with one final question for you guys. On the big picture, obviously we're in the middle of a craze right now, and there's probably going to be a big shakeup. So what is, after the shakeup and things start to correct themselves, what is the blockchain world that you hope will end up? What is the world you want to see?
Yeah, so I think like through my whole career, I've like tried to build things like technology that like democratizes access to either information or now finance, and I hope that blockchain is used as sort of a way to make the world a little bit of a more fair place and like reduce the concentrations of power, because right now, particularly in money and payments, there's a lot of gatekeepers that you have to go through. And I think if we can get rid of those and just make it kind of this even playing field, like everybody will be much better off and there'll be more freedom in general. So that's what I hope that blockchain can achieve, that kind of thing. So.
Yeah, so my understanding is like, let's back to the Bitcoin's original idea. Right now we are living in a real world, it's a real economy world, like with a very high inflation, the fiat money. That's a part of the reason why we have Bitcoin. The Satoshi, the original idea, he wanted to create a fixed supply of the money supply. So this is a parallel economy world. That's a parallel world with a fixed supply. This is the real world with the inflation supply. So which side you wanted to choose? You make your decision. Yeah.
All right. Well, Jed and Patrick, thank you so much for joining us today, and thank you all. You've been a great audience.
Okay. Thank you. Yeah.
안녕하세요. 스파클랩 김우인입니다. 반갑습니다. Hi, my name is Jimmy Kim, and I'm one of the co-founders of SparkLabs, and we have a special announcement to the people of Korea today.
Yeah, thank you guys. As like a show of our appreciation and for being invited to the demo day here and to kind of like help educate the Korean community about Stellar, we're going to like give each of you a small amount of lumens to kind of get started and learn about the system and discover what Stellar is.
And even though now I'm in the position of representing SparkChain, I was one of the co-founders of Stellar, so I wanted to make sure that we took good care of the SparkLabs and SparkChain community and everybody who's here at the event. So one of the things that we'll be doing, Stellar Foundation is generously providing digital currency to all of you here in the audience today. What will you be sending out to everybody?
So I think you'll get an email that will give you an invite to claim 500 lumens. And basically you'll have to confirm with Facebook and you'll have to move or do some sort of transaction with the lumens within 7 days, or otherwise you'll lose the lumens, but that's easy to do. And then take it from there, yeah.
So when you say transactions, like I said, make sure you have 500, let's say if I send it to my friend Dongwon here, he sends it back to me. That's how simple it is. But if Dongwon doesn't send it back to me, then he has 1,000 lumens now. So,
You can just send him one. You don't have to send them all.
But
Yeah.
make sure if you can see who's your real friend is. 진짜 친구이면은
Yeah.
500을 보내면은 500을 다시 보내줄 거예요. But 친구가 아니면은 500을 보내고 뭐 하나를 보내주겠죠. So let me tell you. So how much is 500 lumens is the main question, right? Well, what's the value right now? I'm telling you, Quantum, $1 billion market cap right now. Stellar is the only one from 2 weeks ago is worth $1 billion, the whole market cap. Now it's worth $2.8 billion in 2 weeks. So this is a very, very generous gift. And 굉장히 저번 주까지만 하더라도 마켓 캡이 돈이 한 1조였는데 한 2주 만에 이게 2.5억이 된 거예요. 그러니까는 진짜 이거 어떻게 보면은 굉장히 어떻게 보면은 굉장히 좋은 페이버를 준 거고 그걸 받은 거 즉시에 이메일 받으시면은 그걸 페이스북하고 자기의 어떤 아이디를 컨펌을 해야 돼요. 자기가 그걸요. 그런 다음에 옆에 있는 친구한테 이걸 트레이딩을 한번 해야지 안 없어지는 겁니다. 만일에 그게 없어지면은 like we warned you after a week don't call us that what happened to your lumens.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I would also say, I mean, we've all been saying here on stage that the price is not important, right? But then you always wonder what goes into the price and what causes Stellar to grow this fast. And I think a testament to what Jed and the team have been doing and their partnership with IBM and the awareness that people have that it's been a protocol that's being used for real transactions has helped spur its growth. But that being said, we are in Korea and people are curious, what is 500 Stellars? So I checked the Korean exchanges. 여기 한국에서 그 시장 exchange 두 가지의 upbit이랑 gopax의 Stellars의 값을 볼 수 있거든요. 그러니까 지금 upbit의 한 루멘은 220원 정도 되거든요. 그러니까 500 루멘을 받으시면 그 12만 원 정도 나오거든요. 그러니까
So we're all giving you literally in Korea equivalent of $100. Well, not we. They are giving them right now.
Yeah.
So it's $100 today. Remember, I told you the trend. So we don't know right now. So it's about 12만 원 for Korean won. If you sell it in the United States, there's some exchange rate thing. So it'll be about
the kimchi premium.
Yeah, it'll be about it is right now. So once again, I want to really thank this is people who came here today. This is a special gift. Look, even my mom doesn't give me cryptocurrency. So this is a very, very special gift. 이거 굉장히 아시겠지만은 진짜 현금 주는 거예요. 이거 갖고 한번 크립토커런시를 한번 만져보시고 거래해보시고 해가지고 앞으로의 신세계를 한번 같이 봅시다.
네. And also use it as an opportunity to learn more about all of these technologies because now you can participate and now you're part of the ecosystem and Stellar has some really great dashboards that will show you what does the network look like and what types of transactions are happening. And if you're a 개발자 or if you're a developer, you can look at their documentation and think of this as your way. Because as you know, all of these protocols, you need some of the currency or token to transact and to engage in transactions. So this is a great opportunity to learn more and see what these protocols can actually do.
So anybody who gave us a fake email, it's time to go and change your emails.
Sorry about that. 네, 감사합니다.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you so much to Stellar. It was a wonderful gift to all of us. And I want to thank you all for coming. What do you say? Should we do this next year too? All right. So thank you so much for coming. Thank you for the panelists and for all the SparkLabs team. Thanks.
Let me down.